And we are standing in my kitchen this morning because I am about to do some coffee dyeing of some of those shipping tags and some paper. And I want to show you what I'm using. I'm using this Hammer Mill laser print paper. It's 24 pound. And I accidentally bought the wrong size package, 8.5 by 14. And so I thought I would use those for altered books and junk journals, and forgive the banging in the background, that's my hubby. Alright, and there's my shipping tags, and I get these shipping tags at Staples. They have a huge box, and I can't show you that because I threw it out already, but they come, I think, like 500 in a box, and I use a lot of them. I give them out as gifts when you shop in my Etsy store. And I'm using instant coffee. I'm using this wide mouth canning jar, and I'm using this whatever this is. I'm sure somebody knows what that is. And this is my pan that I bake my paper on, and yes, it will go in the oven. So first things first, I will get my coffee mixture ready, and I'll be right back. Okay, so there's my canning jar. I boiled up some water. I filled the canning jar with water, and I put a few heaping teaspoons of the coffee mix in there. And, you know, you don't have to use instant coffee. If you want to use regular brewed coffee, just make it really, really strong. And I fill up my canning jar, and I take my shipping tags, and I clip them. I forgot to tell you about the clip, so the clip is also part of this. I clip them together so that when I put them in the, I'm doing this one-handed, so when I put them in here, they are easy to get out. And I also like the strings to be dyed, so I push that down in there and they all stay together. And as you do your coffee dyeing, you're going to need to add a little more coffee to this container so that it covers everything. Okay, so then I just push it down, and I have the white paper underneath so that if the coffee spills, it's awesome. And just push it down, and I leave it in there for about 5 minutes. Okay, it's been 5 minutes, and I actually got a stand for my camera so I can do this and show you exactly what I'm doing. So now I'm just going to lay my tags down. And you see when the coffee drips off the tags, I have the paper, so I'm killing two birds with one stone. And I also wanted to point out that if you like just evenly dyed tags or paper, then don't layer anything. If you like this look, let's see if I'm in frame, see there was a tag laying there, so if you like that look, then do what I'm going to do in a second. I'm going to layer my tags. You know, the faster I try to go, the slower I go. Sorry. So I like to layer them, and you know, I just throw them down like that. All right, now the next thing I do is I put some coffee in this thing. So, you know, you just put it in the container and pull it up, and then I just spritz a little bit of dots. Now, it's not really going to do anything at this point other than it's just giving it a little more coffee color. But then what I do now is put this in the oven for 7 or 8 minutes at 300 degrees. Everybody's oven's different, so keep your eye on your tags. Don't walk into the other room and forget about them. So I'm going to put them in the oven, take them out at 7 minutes, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to do next. Okay, that is 7 minutes in my oven, and you see that the tags start to bubble. You might say they buckle up a little bit. So now I'm going to show you a little thing that I like. So you see these little dots on there? Now remember, we just sprayed, not sprayed, we just used this thing. All right, it did not make any dots. You see it just made the a little bit more coffee, a little darker, whatever. Now if you want these dots, you like them, drip marks I call them. If you like the drip marks, these are dry tags. They just came out of the oven. Go and do this with your little thingy. Baster. Okay, like that. And then put it back in the oven for, you know, another 2 minutes. Now you can also, you know, move the tags around if you want to get different marks on them, and put them in the oven. I do, since one just flipped over, I wanted to point out to you that most of the coffee is on the front, and I am perfectly fine with that. If you want it on both sides, then you need to flip them all over, put a little more coffee on them, and put them back in the oven. But I'm going to use them like this because I'm going to put something, decoration on one side, and I'm going to leave the back side blank. All right, back in the oven. All right, here we are. This batch is out of the oven, and I just love them. So now the next thing I'm going to do is grab them and just put them in a pile like that, and put something heavy on top of them to flatten them out. You could iron them too if you felt like it, but I don't feel like it. So that's what I'm going to do, and then we're going to do some paper. All right, so now I've got my tags out of there. I put some paper in, and I'm just, oops, I'm messy. And I'm just going to take some coffee out of my container, which is right here. And here's my little, why do I keep forgetting what this thing is called? It's a barbecue flavor injector. And I'm just going to get some coffee on my paper, and I do it right in the tray. And then I'm just going to put it in the oven. And if I missed a spot, I'm just going to use my little baster. There, I got it that time, baster. Again, I'm layering, and I'm not worrying too much. And if there's, you know, some extra coffee in there, that's fine too. And these are the pages, forgive my reach. I'm sorry I went right in front of you. These are my pages that were picking up the drips. I know there's a professional way to do this. This is just the way I do it. Quite the sloppy girl. And then I'm just going to put this in the oven. Okay. So I'm going to put, I don't know, you know, 6 or 7 pages, I think. And then I'm going to put it in the oven, and I'll be right back. Here's the gorgeous coffee dyed paper. Isn't it pretty? I love it. And what you have to do with the paper, it's a little different because it's big. Look at that one. Isn't that gorgeous? Oh my gosh. It's the pan. It's the name on the pan is in there. Anyway, what you do with the coffee dyed paper is you cook it for about 5 minutes. You open the oven, and you try to separate them. There's 6 sheets here. And separate them a little, flip them over like that to give them a little more air circulation. And then you put them in for another 4 minutes, check them again, and I would say all total it takes about 12 to 14 minutes on a 300-degree oven. You could try heating the oven a little hotter if you like, but that's what I've been doing. Here we have my beautiful tags, and I just kept rotating. And you notice that I leave the strings in because if you take the strings out, and you can take the strings out if you don't want to use them after the fact, but if you take them out, these little things tend to come off. So I just leave mine in. I love it like that. And here's my stack ready to go under, you know, a heavy book or a sewing machine or something. All right, everybody. I hope you enjoyed this little quick demonstration on how I dye my paper and with coffee, and it took about an hour in total, and I got all this paper and tags. Yeah.